Another thing that really makes compromise difficult to achieve, and it's one of the biggest ones, I think, is it's really disincentivized by the realities of campaigning. When you're campaigning, compromise is considered a dirty word. Compromising means that you're not having a spine. It means you're a coward. And you see that in these negative targeted ads all the time that trash candidates and officials for being compromising, but saying basically that they're being cowards, they're not standing for things. And meanwhile, these candidates that are against compromise, it's just them being warriors. They're conservative warriors, they're liberal warriors, they're just fighting for common sense. And that's a whole other can of worms. I hate the phrase common sense just because of how overused it is in politics to really describe, oh, this is what I think. That's not common sense, that's just your opinion. But I digress on that point. And especially when you have closed primaries, those are more insular minded. Most voters in these want you to stand your ground because they tend to be more polarized. Because they're more polarized, they tend to be more invested, so they're more likely to come and vote. And oftentimes this is where you hear these accusations of people being rhinos and dinos, which is Republican in name only or Democrat in name only. And I will highlight another academic article by Amy Gutman, I hope I'm saying that correctly, and Dennis Thompson in Perspectives on Politics in a 2010 article where they talked about how the permanent campaign encourages attitudes and arguments against compromise. Because if you feel like campaigns never end, even right after an election is just had, well, it's kind of true because there's an incentive for them to keep campaigning. We ultimately, as tired as we get about this constant campaigning, we don't ultimately actually react in a way that disincentivizes them from campaigning. I believe there's some countries where the campaign season is set specifically for a specific time of the year and a certain year. I remember hearing that a long time ago. I'm not entirely sure if that's the case, but at least in America, we don't have anything like that where it's like, no, you need to campaign in this specific time. Technically, there's no end to the campaigning cycle, unfortunately. But this permanent campaign philosophy, it incentivizes politicians to stand on principle, to mistrust opponents, to say that they're the bad guy, they're stupid, they're evil,